If you're exhausted from being kind, this is not a weakness of character. It's simply because you never learned how to set boundaries. Because this is what you were taught. Good people are selfless. Good people don't say no. Good people put themselves last. But no one ever taught you this. Being a good person does not mean sacrificing yourself. Imagine holding a burning coal in your hands just to keep others warm. With every step, the pain grows, but you don't stop, because you believe that's what being good requires. At some point, kindness stops feeling like joy. It turns into a quiet form of self-destruction. This is where Stoicism enters the conversation. And contrary to what many people believe, it doesn't tell you to endure more. Stoicism reminds us of something essential. Kindness is not self-erasure. True virtue doesn't come from the point where your strength is gone, but from the place where you know how to protect it. Stoicism doesn't teach you to give until you're empty. It teaches you to give from fullness. So let's pause and ask a different question. How do you protect your inner fire while still sharing its warmth with the world? Because every act of kindness should be a choice, not an obligation. And self-care is not the enemy of generosity. It's what makes generosity possible. Picture holding that burning coal with protective tools. You offer warmth without injuring yourself. This is what Stoicism points to, remaining kind without becoming depleted. Now ask yourself, how many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? Imagine standing beside a calm lake. In your hand are stones labeled yes. Each one represents a promise, an expectation, a burden. Every stone you throw disturbs the surface. The calm slowly disappears. That small word, yes, is heavier than we realize. When you say yes out of obligation, you add another stone to your load. You feel it in your chest. As a deep, bone-level fatigue. Constantly adjusting yourself to others slowly takes away your right to live on your own terms. It drains you, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Over time, you begin to fade into a version of yourself you barely recognize. Think of the person at work who is always running to help, always available, always understanding, even when exhausted, even when sick, even when hurt. They look strong from the outside, but inside they are depleted. This is proof that good intentions alone are not enough. This is where Stoic boundaries matter. Imagine a well with a gentle but sturdy fence around it. The fence doesn't shut the world out. It simply protects what gives life. That is what boundaries are. At first, they feel uncomfortable, even selfish. But Stoicism is clear about this. You cannot pour from an empty container. Every time you say no to what drains you, you protect your future ability to give. Start small. Let the discomfort be there. The Stoics called this voluntary discomfort, choosing short-term unease for long-term freedom. This isn't bitterness, it's awareness. Not stagnation, but growth. That small no can feel like a weight lifting. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally included yourself in that care. We are all threads woven into a shared fabric. Every interaction strengthens it or wears it down. Without boundaries, your thread is pulled thinner and thinner until it's close to breaking. This erosion is slow. It takes your time, your energy, your presence. Eventually, you begin to feel like a tool in other people's lives. Your own dreams get lost beneath endless demands. The Stoics understood that our most valuable resource is not money, but time. Time is limited, and it never comes back. To say yes to everyone is to quietly say no to yourself. Seneca warned that people guard their possessions carefully, but give away their time without thought, and the one thing that can never be recovered. Stoicism teaches discernment. When a request appears, pause and ask, does this align with who I am? Does this nourish me, or does it drain me? This is not selfishness, it's sustainability. Balanced kindness is not about rejecting others, it's about honoring your own worth. A grounded version of you is a far greater gift to the world than a depleted one. Neglecting self-care is like letting your own garden dry out. Imagine two gardeners. One tends their soil first, then shares the harvest. The other gives constantly and neglects their land. One garden flourishes, the other slowly withers. Leaves cannot grow without roots. Self-care isn't indulgence, it's maintenance. You cannot give what you do not have. When this truth is ignored, the joy of giving turns into quiet resentment. Stoicism doesn't ask you to harden your heart, it asks you to protect it. Now consider over-helping. When you constantly solve other people's problems, you take away their chance to grow. Support turns into dependence. Imagine helping a butterfly out of its cocoon. Your intention is kind, but without the struggle, it never learns how to fly. True support is not rescuing, it's strengthening. The Stoics believed real help also knows when to step back. This balance frees both sides. Now let's talk about toxic people. Some relationships don't nourish, they drain. Enduring harm in the name of compassion is not virtue, it's misdirected kindness. You feel it in your body. Tension when they arrive, relief when they leave, then guilt. Stoicism balances compassion with wisdom. You cannot change someone who doesn't want to change. You can only choose your response. This is amor fati, accepting reality as it is. Sometimes the kindest thing is to step away. Loyalty too requires wisdom. When loyalty binds you to harm, it becomes a chain instead of a shield. Staying in damaging relationships out of obligation slowly erodes the soul. Stoicism reminds us, true freedom isn't found in external conditions, but in inner choice. You can value a relationship without sacrificing your well-being to keep it alive. Real loyalty begins with loyalty to yourself. And finally, your dreams. Each of us has our own script. When you abandon it to support others endlessly, you fade into the background of someone else's story. This is a quiet form of self-betrayal, and over time, it becomes regret. The Stoics treated agency as sacred. Supporting others is virtuous. Abandoning yourself is not. Your dreams are not selfish. They are part of what you offer the world. A whole version of you has far more to give than an exhausted one ever could. If life is a tapestry, every thread matters. But the fabric only holds when each thread remains intact. To truly give, you must first be whole. Carry this wisdom with you. Be kind without erasing yourself. Set boundaries without guilt. Let generosity grow from strength. If this resonated with you, you are not alone. Thank you for being here. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, the deepest support we can offer always begins with the care we give ourselves.